Ryan here, or MandRproductions, with my worst to first LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs Updated Edition video. So I did one of these videos in the summer of 2018, so it's actually been over 2 years at this point. But the reason I'm deciding in late 2020 to make an updated version of worst to first LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs is because for the first time since Battle Packs were introduced in January of 2007, there are no Battle Packs in January of 2021, and could potentially not be for the foreseeable future or ever again. It's currently unknown at this point. The future of Battle Packs is in limbo, but all we know is in January 2021, for the first time in a long time, there are no Battle Packs. So I thought this would be a good time to take a look back at all 39 LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs and rank them from worst to best. So my philosophy on some things have changed in 2 years, believe it or not, and that's going to start out right here with the very worst Battle Pack in this video, and I think the Bounty Hunters Battle Pack is the worst Battle Pack LEGO has ever created. Part of what I determine whether or not something is a good Battle Pack based on is whether or not you can build an army with it. And the original Battle Packs had this plastered all over them, build your army, and that's the idea I've always had with Battle Packs. And this Battle Pack fails to do so on every level. The Bounty Hunters Battle Pack has 4 named characters. Now, it did introduce Forlom for the first time and gave cheap access to characters like Dengar, IG-88, and Bosk. However, this is just not a good Battle Pack. It's a good LEGO set, but it is certainly not a good Battle Pack. This set was actually what I had as the worst Battle Pack in the last video, and this is the Jedi and Clone Troopers Battle Pack. But this Battle Pack at least had a couple Clone Troopers versus the Bounty Hunter one, which had nothing going for it in that way. The build for this was basically like a mini Republic gunship, which was interesting at the very least. However, this set's real downfall was Barriss Offee and Ki-Adi-Mundi being included in the set. Jedi do not belong in Battle Packs. Moving on, we have another one of my least favorite Battle Packs ever. It's the Clone Troopers versus Droidikas Battle Pack. Again, much like with the previous set, it has a couple of Clone Troopers, which is always great. The build is actually decent in this set as well, with kind of a mobile command-based vibe. However, the set's real downfall is those 2 Droidikas. It doesn't work. The 2 Droidikas may be the worst Droideka design LEGO has ever put out for Star Wars in all my years. It just did not vibe with me, so didn't love this set at all. I felt like it could have just been a normal clone battle pack, or, regular battle droids or super battle droids on the other side, and things would have been much better. However, the Droidekas just don't look good. Moving on, Tatooine Battle Pack. 2 Jawas, an astromech droid, and a Tusken Raider. And while yes, this set did go well with the Sandcrawler released later in the year, for as overpriced as that Sandcrawler was, I kind of felt like this should have been included with the Sandcrawler, more or less. Like, they should have just taken these figures and put it in there, because the Sandcrawler was really lacking in a lot of ways, minifigures being one. However, I think the saving grace for this set, and why it's not like the dead last worst set, is the build. I really like the Sandcrawler-inspired build. It really has those vibes to it. It looks like it's got tread. It kind of has that angle up at the front with the windshield. You have stud shooters on the build, which add nice playability, with a couple of tools clipped on in the back. And then I think the killer feature for the micro Sandcrawler basically is the crane on top. For such a small scale to have a working crane for the astromech droid, I thought that was pretty neat. 2016's First Order Battle Pack disappointed many, myself included. You had a couple of First Order crew and officer members there dressed in black. Didn't love that at all. You only got 1 regular First Order Stormtrooper, which I think was the most disappointing thing about this Battle Pack to me. The build for this set was actually decent, though, with a First Order turret, which had some play features packed into it. Moving on, we have the Senate Commando Troopers Battle Pack, and while this is actually a good Battle Pack on the merits of building an army, I don't love that they put Senate Commando Troopers in a Battle Pack. I made this point in my last worst to first on Battle Packs, and I'll make it again here real quick. Senate Commando Troopers are not seen in mass in Star Wars. They just aren't, and for that reason, I felt like this kind of devalued them as LEGO characters. Like, to this point, when they were released in 2015, they had been in 2 sets, Cad Bane Speeder and the Venator, and they were like these special figures that we got only in a couple sets, and they were rarer, but once they lost that rarity, to me, they just weren't as cool anymore. The build for this set was decent, although kind of wonky looking for a cannon. Moving on, we have the Rebel Alliance Battle Pack based off Star Wars Battlefront. I don't have much to say about it, but I've never been very fond of Rebel Alliance battle packs in general, or Resistance battle packs, like with these kind of troopers that are just kind of mix-match people, although the speeder design for this is kind of interesting. Same issue here with the Death Star battle pack in 2014 as I have with the Senate Commando battle pack, is that I feel like Imperial Royal Guards were once these kind of special things that you only got kind of in the bigger flagship sets, and then all of a sudden they're in a battle pack and they're just not so cool. Death Star Gunners make a little bit of sense, but I just, once again, have never been a fan of those type of characters in battle packs either, especially when it's more than one. The Death Star Cannon, though, is actually a pretty nice build. Moving on, the First Order Executioners battle pack here. Again, a couple of those First Order crew members I am just not very fond of at all. The cannon design for this is still pretty wonky, but the colors much better match kind of the vibe of the set, I think, as well as the First Order Executioners being pretty dope looking. Now, this is one of my favorite battle packs from the newer trilogy of Star Wars, the Praetorian Guard battle pack, and much less so for the army building aspect, which is why it still ends up pretty low on the list. However, I think it's just a really, really good Lego set because you have this play function built into a set that's basically $15 here, and you can actually have the Praetorian Guards battle each other on their little platforms. You also have an area to hold their weapons. You have this little probe droid flying around with her red lightsaber, and then you have the First Order Stormtrooper off to the side, which is always great to get another First Order Stormtrooper to help continue to build your armies. Moving on, the Assassin's Droid Battle Pack from 2009. This is a classic one with a couple elite assassin droids and then 3 regular assassin droids. I really like the build for this one. I just think it's a classic Lego Battle Pack build, very strongly put together with a couple of weapons on the front and the back and flick-fire missiles on either side. This here was the very first Resistance Troopers Battle Pack from 2016. It included 3 Resistance Troopers and a Resistance officer. It was certainly better than that First Order Battle Pack they released that year. And the build in this is one of my favorite Battle Pack builds. It's just really clean and well put together. From 2015, we have the Shadow Troopers Battle Pack with 2 Shadow Troopers and a couple of Shadow Guard minifigures. This Battle Pack featured a pretty interesting build there with black, gray, and red as kind of the main colors. This was a fine Battle Pack, but just not one of my all-time favorites. Moving on, from Battlefront 2, we have the Inferno Squad Battle Pack with Iden Versio and 3 Inferno Squad agents. This Battle Pack was pretty damn awesome looking. I love the build for it as well, kind of reminiscent of that Shadow Troopers build. Here we have the Rebel Trooper Battle Pack from 2017 with just 4 Rebel Troopers as your characters, each given kind of unique looks. You had a speeder and a turret, both really, really nice builds. At the time, it kind of reminded me of the original Mandalorian Battle Pack, so I think having those vibes definitely helps this one out. One of my favorite Rebel Battle Packs, probably. Here we have the Republic Troopers versus Sith Troopers Battle Pack with a couple of Sith Troopers and a couple of Republic Troopers. Certainly better than the other Versus Battle Pack released in 2013. It was great to get an old Republic Battle Pack and be able to build up your troops en masse for that pretty cheaply, and the build for this was actually really nice as well. It was a small build, however, it did work well with the set with a couple of flick-fire missiles. From 2018 Solo: A Star Wars Story, we have the Imperial Battle Pack. It included 2 Imperial Patrol Troopers, an Imperial Recruitment Officer, and Zuzanu Lat as your 4 figures. Now, one of my favorite parts about this battle pack is actually the build. The build is based off of speeder that we see in Solo: A Star Wars Story. A lot of times, speeders and things for Star Wars battle packs are just kind of made up, and that's fine, it works. However, it's really great when you actually see things also from the movie, and this is one of those cases. It's a small build, of course, however, it actually worked out really nicely and fits one of your Imperial Patrol Troopers right in the seating area. From 2016 here, we have another Battlefront Battle Pack. This is the Galactic Empire Battle Pack with a couple of Imperial Jetpack Troopers, an Imperial Shock Trooper, and an Imperial Officer. This is a battle pack that I've kind of grown out of. I don't love the look of the Jetpack Troopers anymore with kind of the lightning bolt design damage on their head. However, they had neat jetpacks, and the Shock Trooper was a great addition. Only time we've ever seen the Imperial Shock Trooper in Lego was in this set. And I did like the command base that they gave it, and I guess it makes sense to have an officer for that. From 2020, we have the Sith Trooper Battle Pack, and this is one that I also feel like had the potential to be much, much better. Getting an officer, fine. That has become kind of the norm, unfortunately. However, I felt felt like this set should have been flip-flopped with the Sith Jetpack Troopers versus the Sith Trooper. I think there should have been 2 Sith Troopers and 1 Jetpack Trooper versus the other way around, which is the way they had it. The build in the set also seems to be inspired from something real in Star Wars with the First Order Snowspeeder. However, it's kind of been redone in this toned down blue color. Here we have a battle pack that was actually a remake of the 2008 Imperial Dropship Battle Pack. This one was a 20th anniversary edition set that included 3 Stormtroopers, a Shadow Trooper, and then as the 20th anniversary minifigure, Han Solo. So unfortunately, if you ended up buying a bunch of these sets, you would end up with a bunch of Han Solos. That was something you could sell to kind of recoup some of the cost though, because this was a set that cost $20 as a retail for a battle pack versus the normal $10 to $15 for other battle packs, just depending on the year they were released up to that point. So that was a bit disappointing. However, it did make a bit of sense because the newer Stormtrooper helmets were dual molded, so I'm sure that cost Lego more. It did make sense for this set to cost a bit more. Plus, that Imperial Dropship design is really sleek, a really great update to an absolute classic Lego Star Wars battle pack, which we are getting to on the list. Geonosis Troopers Battle Pack up next. I love the couple of airborne style Geonosis Troopers with the regular Phase 2 versions as well. The walker for this was a bit wonky, to say the least, with the 6 stud shooting barrel on the front of it. It just looked awkward, but overall a decent battle pack, and I'm sure one that a lot of people love. From 2010, we have the Hoth Rebel Troopers Battle Pack. I really love this one. An absolute classic Rebel battle pack to me. The build is also amazing. I think that the build worked really well for this set, and it's one that I believe is actually seen in Star Wars Episode 5. Moving on, we have another one of my favorite battle packs, the Snow Trooper Battle Pack, also from 2010. Went very well with that Rebel battle pack. This one included a great speeder for your Snow Trooper, as well as a great little command base. Had a little control panel for your Imperial officer there, with your AT-AT pilot to man the little cannon there. Had a flick fire missile, which wasn't the best, but it was still pretty neat for me. From 2012, we had the Endor Troopers Battle Pack with the Imperials versus the Rebels, obviously. You had a speeder, much like actually what we saw in 2010, however, slight redesign, and in brown there for your Scout Trooper to ride along on. And then for the Rebel Troopers, you actually had a little Endor tree. Now, not the best tree ever, but a tree. And then you had a little flick fire missile that you could spin around and fire at your Imperials. So, decent battle pack. Obviously, you were able to build 2 armies at once with the same battle pack, so I think that's pretty great there. 2017's First Order Transport Speeder Battle Pack was quite a good one with a First Order Officer, 2 First Order Stormtroopers, and a First Order Flame Trooper. I love this one. This one I bought a ton of. The Flame Trooper was awesome. Like, so amazing to get in a battle pack. It was one that I was worried we wouldn't end up getting in a battle pack. However, we did. The build for this is also really nice and sleek. They use a lot of small tiled pieces to get the look down. And then, of course, you can basically create the TR-8R scene or trader scene from Star Wars Episode 7 because you have the shield and then the little baton included in the set. You actually have 2 of each. 2020 brought a Mandalorian Battle Pack back. It was a pretty tried and true remake of the original 2011 Mandalorian Battle Pack. However, you had different color Mandalorians this time around. The speeder design I thought was much better. However, for the turret, they kind of created this rocky area that you could just place a stud shooter down into. Didn't love that as much, but overall, really good battle pack, one that sold like hotcakes. Moving on, the 13th best battle pack to me was the 2011 Mandalorian Battle Pack. Like I said, that 2020 set was a very nice remake of this, right? So very similar sets. This one had 4 Mandalorians. However, they were all exactly the same, which as far as army building for me personally goes, I would rather buy more of these than the other version. And I did back in the day. I had a lot of these sets. I love how all the colors just kind of go together. It's just gray, dark gray, and blue with a little bit of black for the weapons. It's a great set. One of my favorite battle packs ever. Moving on to 2012, we have the Elite Clone Trooper and Commando Droid Battle Pack. Now, while I don't think the Commando droids are particularly great, I do think that the ARC Trooper and ARF Trooper included in this set are all-time minifigures for LEGO Star Wars Clone Troopers. They are incredible looking. That ARC Trooper even has footprinting, which is something we didn't really see on battle packs back in the day, and not really even up until recently. I also think the build for this cannon was excellent. Unlike the more modern cannons that LEGO has put in battle packs, this one was not sullied by a 6 stud shooter. It just had a single flick fire missile, which you could push out using a Technic rod in the back, so you didn't even have to flick it yourself. So I thought this was one of the best battle packs ever, and it comes in at number 12 on the list. At number 11, I have the 2007 Droid Battle Pack. It was a great way to build your droid droid army. Fortunately or unfortunately, part of the charm to me is that it did use the older weapons for LEGO Star Wars. It was one of the last sets to do so. They had yet to introduce the straight arm, which actually came out with the summer MTT that year. So they had to use the classic weapons. You did get 3 super battle droids, which was also great for this set. I love that you got a STAP as well as a droid carrier build. I would love to see a droid battle pack return someday, although I understand why they haven't done it. At number 10, we have the 2011 Clone Troopers Battle Pack. This is another one of my favorites that I have bought a ton of. It included an ARF Trooper, a couple of Bomb Squad Troopers, and an ETH Koth Trooper. The set speeder is one of my favorite clone speeders they've ever made for a Battle Pack 2. It has such a clean design with the white with the green stripe kind of running down the middle. You could place a minifigure in it, obviously, and it didn't have any spring-loaded shooters. It didn't have any stud shooter. It didn't have any flick-fire missile. It was just a clean speeder design. At number 10, I have 2014's Utapau Troopers Battle Pack with 2 212 Troopers and 2 Airborne Troopers. The build for this set actually went for the opposing side with a Tri-Droid to fight against the Utapau Troopers, so I thought that was kind of neat with the 3 rotating flick-fire missiles, but a great battle pack, certainly on the merit of being able to get a bunch of clone troopers, and that's always great. At number 8 here, we have the Rebel Troopers Battle Pack from 2008. This one is an absolute classic with just 4 regular Rebel Troopers, no specialty troopers or anything of that nature. You got a very nice Rebel combat speeder, or you could place a Rebel Trooper on top for the cannon. You could also have 3 Rebel Troopers being carried in the main bay of the set. I always love the ability to place their weapons on the clips on the side of the build, and then on top of that, you could actually take the cannon off the back and have it kind of be its own standalone thing. I don't remember if that was an intended feature or not, but it was certainly something I did when I was younger. While some people may not love the look of the Rebel Stormtroopers, this one certainly captured it. The Stormtrooper Battle Pack based off Star Wars Rebels included just 4 regular Stormtroopers, and that's a great way to build your Stormtrooper army if you were into that Rebels design. It also included a build, while not entirely size accurate, was really nice looking and was at least something you do see in Star Wars with that Imperial troop carrier. Moving right along, 2008's Imperial Dropship Battle Pack, much like the 2019 20th Anniversary Edition version, included 3 regular Stormtroopers and a Shadow Trooper. This one back in the day was one of my favorites for sure. Obviously, you can see the build for this one, not quite as good as the previous one. However, for just half the price, I think it's definitely worth having as the better set, and it's the classic original, right? Cracking the top 5 is the Imperial Trooper Battle Pack from 2017, based off Rogue One, with 2 Death Troopers and 2 Stormtroopers. I love Death Troopers. They're some of my favorite trooper characters in all of Star Wars. They look so menacing and so crazy cool. I just love them. But on top of that, with this set, you got a couple of regular Stormtroopers, which were arguably better than the Rebels design, let's just say that. And I think this set could have actually ended up higher if the build wasn't so weird looking. It's like a flat walker. I don't know. I never loved the way this one looked as far as the build goes, but I certainly loved it for the minifigures. At number 4, we have the Kashyyyk Troopers Battle Pack from 2014. This is another one where the build is actually something we do see in Star Wars with the Swamp Speeder. However, the Swamp Speeder does look weird because, well, you have to put the stud shooters on the front of it to make it look like the Swamp Speeder. Otherwise, it's a weaponless Swamp Speeder and it looks awkward. So that's one thing I think they could have done slightly better with this battle pack. However, it is a nice place to put your clones' weapons when you do have them sitting at the helm for the Swamp Speeder. But it was great to get 2 regular Phase 2 Kashyyyk Troopers and then a couple of Kashyyyk Scout Troopers in the set. A damn near perfect battle pack. And speaking of perfect battle packs, I think these next 3 are pretty much perfect. At number 3, we have one of the original battle packs from 2007, the Clone Troopers Battle Pack, with a Shock Trooper, a Star Corps Trooper, and 2 regular Clone Troopers. The builds for this set were also excellent, although they were pretty rudimentary. The little turret made good use of one of the regular Clone Troopers' weapons, and the speeder is another one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars speeder designs they've ever put out for a battle pack, where you could place a couple of minifigures facing forward and backwards, with the Star Corps Trooper driving it, and then a regular Trooper gunning it out the back. It's a pretty amazing battle pack that went really well hand in hand with the 2007 Droid Battle Pack. Now, this was honestly tough for me to decide, but at number 2, the 2009 Clone Walker Battle Pack with the Clone Gunner, a couple of regular Clone Troopers, and a Clone Commander. Now, one of the things that really made this Battle Pack great to me was the fact that that Clone Commander could just have his armor stripped and be made into another regular Clone Trooper for your army. And that's what I did with pretty much every single one. I don't really have any of those Clone Commanders laying around, but I do have a lot of those regular Clone Troopers. The Walker for this was also one of my favorites. It's just a really clean looking Walker, unlike with the Imperial one that we just saw a few sets back. It doesn't doesn't have that like weird flat front look, and it could hold 2 clone troopers with a flick-fire missile on either side to fire off at the assassin droids or whomever you're going to be taking out with this set. And finally, what I think is the best battle pack ever, and hey, maybe there's some recency bias here, and I already have bought 120 of these. I certainly have more money to spend on battle packs now than I did when the other battle packs that I really like on this list came out. However, I have bought the most of these, so I would feel weird saying it's not my favorite, because I'm pretty sure it is. But this was a mega battle pack, and this is the first time LEGO's done anything like this. Right now, the future is very uncertain, and we don't know if there will be more like this or not, but you did get a couple of regular battle droids, so it also kind of serves as a droid battle pack in a way. However, the big draw for a lot of people, obviously, is going to be that File First Jetpack Trooper with that beautiful blue jetpack, and the 3 regular 501st Troopers, of course, to build your army up for any of those characters. This is just the perfect set. And on top of that, the builds for this set add a lot of value. You get a rather large speeder build. I think the speeder build is probably the biggest one we've ever seen in a battle pack. Certainly nothing comes to mind that would actually beat it out as far as size goes. And on top of that, we have a giant walker. We have a very large ATRT walker, which is great. It's probably the best ATRT design LEGO's ever put out. Very strong design. The only qualm I and many people seem to have with it is that it uses a stud shooter for its main cannon. That is certainly not a great look, and honestly probably the biggest gripe I've seen a lot of people have with this set. But I think at the end of the day, it is my favorite battle pack. We wanted a File First battle pack. We got a File First battle pack, and it's amazing. So that is my list. Worst of first, every LEGO Star Wars battle pack ever. You guys are certainly entitled to your own opinion down in the comments section below. Remember to keep it civil so you don't get banned. If you guys enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated, and you can check out my other LEGO Worst of First videos with the playlist on the end screen now.